Umit, we do have a question that has come through LinkedIn and Facebook. It's complex, right? So the situation that we have now in many countries is that, for example, students are applying for PhDs or jobs, and they don't get it, or some people apply for jobs and they don't get it, and they would like to know, if there is a better process that could be used. I'll tell you how they have summarized the question, and you can talk about it now or then on the next slide. The question goes like this: for those who applied for a job and had several interviews online, and for those who traveled around the nation for the final round of interviews and didn't get a job, what feedback would be appropriate?
Yeah, I think if I put this question as a layer on top of what I said until now, without considering all the rest that is to come, let's think about it that way. We looked at that circle in terms of something happening, learnings and actions. Essentially, what is missing in that picture that you described is the action. Something has happened, no assessment has taken place, and certainly no action has taken place. Now, I wish, and I don't have that visual on my screen here, we could have a show of hands, and I wanted to ask the group, like, who wants to work for a good company, a company they respect, the culture that they respect, or the purpose they respect in line with their own expectations. If I ask that question,
sorry, could we do a gallery view, maybe, Natalie? So we can look at that. Yeah, there we go. So now we can raise our hands.
I mean, if people can raise their hands, I like to think that many people want to work for a company where they have a shared purpose and is in line with their values, a culture they aspire to, and so on. Now, it depends always from where we look at. As Alice in Wonderland says, what you see is what you look at. It really depends on your perspective. I think the question embeds the frustration of not having received the feedback. But if we change that window, that perspective for a second, yep, I have not received feedback, these and these pieces were missing. Is that really the type of company I want to work for? Because the truth is, many companies today are just, purely arrogant. If we all sort of agree that the most important capability of a business are its people, because people make a business what it is. That is really the essence of any business. The business model, the value chain, numbers, everything else follows because it's the people that make it happen. So the culture that holds these people together and what you establish there is the most important aspect. And a business that doesn't respect its people in terms of giving a simple feedback saying, hey, we'll talk to you, we appreciate your time, but you know what, we don't think it's a good fit. Have a good day and best of luck. Now, the person who gets frustrated will probably appreciate that. You may not like the feedback, but you wouldn't have that frustration. A company that doesn't make that effort is most likely not the place you raise your hand for that you want to work for. So if I change the perspective, I say, wow, that's a good thing, because out of the 50 applications I made, I know that 48 of those are not worth to work for. That's how I look at it. I hope that makes sense. Because the one that matters will always come back to you in a way. And if that equation doesn't exist at the beginning of finding the right place, the right culture, it's eventually going to fail. So I think actually that's not a bad thing. That's how I look at it.